Hey guys, and welcome back to Kirby Planet Robobot. We move now to Area 4, the Gigabyte grounds, and this is probably my least favourite world/area in the game, because whether the deserts be dusty or otherwise, I've never really been a fan. Looking at you, Sandockler's Zone. It always goes back to fucking Sonic. I blame you in this instance, to be honest. But, yeah, what do you feel about the Gigabyte grounds, mate?
Well, first off, real fast, I want to talk about this power-up you actually got here, Whip. It's a cool little ability. You know, you get that nice little cowboy hat. You can do a variety of whip attacks, and you can grab things in particular, throw them around, do more damage, things like that. My problem with Whip is that I want to like it, I want to use it a lot, but I just don't feel it has the damage output or mobility that I would desire, really. I mean, like, I could get much better results from stuff like Archer and things like that, which sucks because whips are cool. Like, they've never really been like a hugely popular or effective weapon, I think, and just in general, although in video games you'll more likely see them. But, you know, stuff like Castlevania with like particular whips, I think Ivy and Soul Calibur, she had like the whip sword, which is impractical but cool as fuck, let's be honest. So as a result, I kind of really wish I got more use out of Whip, but I ended up just not really relying on it that much throughout the game. Beyond that, you asked me what I thought about Gigabyte Grounds. It's not, like, I'm not gonna say I hate the world. Like, I don't think it's bad. It's not my favorite. There are other worlds in this game that I prefer much more, but this one isn't terrible. I do like some of the stuff they have going on in the background. I love the blender with, like, the oil thing.
Yeah, I know. What's going on there? It's like, are you reconstituting, like, the life force of our planet? Because I think Eggman did that, spoilers, in Sonic Lost World.
Well, as you know, if you don't blend your oil, you're not going to get the consistency you need to run a planet with that. But, again, it's the little visual tricks in the background that help set these worlds apart for me. So I would say that even if you're not a big fan of Gigabyte Grounds, which is perfectly fine, I'm not blaming you for that, much like I blame you for other things. It's just that, you know, even then, like, I still think you can attest to the world's creativity when compared to the otherwise similar stock kind of desert shit you would see in, like, Mario games, for example.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like I am being a tad unfair to the Gigabyte Grounds because the music's kicking. I'll give it that. It's just, you know, deserts are probably one of my least favourite platforming tropes. They very rarely are exciting or upbeat. They kind of like, they tread the middle ground, so to speak, because they have to be like, they're mostly set in the daytime, but the music is like it's created for like nighttime levels and the like.
You know, that's an interesting comparison. I never actually thought of it that way, but yeah, I totally see that. A lot of desert levels, with their music, it feels more like you would be going around like a desert city at night, but it's always during the day. I never really noticed that before, but I totally see that now.
Well, I'm a game music nerd, so there you go.
You know, this also has to remind me of another game series I played that features deserts and such pretty prominently, especially Arabian themes. Shantae. I played, which was it? Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, I believe, the one for the 3DS. Do you know? Have you ever played Shantae?
I know of Shantae. At the time of recording, I believe Half Genie Hero has literally just released. But it's one of them, let's just say that, so we can move on.
Well, I mean, I played it because, you know, Johnny, some call me Johnny. Do I have to say the whole some call me Johnny so people can actually
don't forget the trademark at the end or we'll fucking sue our asses into oblivion.
Yeah, as you know, Johnny is a very powerful illegal force within the YouTube community. But, like, I played it on his recommendation, and I just did not like that game. I tried. I really did, because I thought I was going to get, like, a cool, you know, Metroidvania type of adventure, but it just, I don't know, it just never really clicked, and mostly I hated most of the characters, I'll be honest with you, which kind of kills my enjoyment of a game really damn fast, I'm sorry.
What, if they're, like, obnoxious and the humor's grating and whatnot?
I think the humor was more grating than the characters were more obnoxious. Like, some people are just okay, but then you get shit like, I don't know, I never really liked that zombie girl that much. She kind of bugged me. I don't know, it just felt so predictable and lame after a while. And there was like, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is the kind of person I am. There's way too much fucking fan service in that game. Like, it's, after a while, it just felt like really kind of distracting. I'm like, alright, this woman has tits. fantastic. Do you have an actual thing I can care about in this game? And it never really showed up for me.
It's shorthand for jokes a lot of the time, but I get what you're saying. Shantae isn't really a series I've ever been, like, you know, particularly in the mood for, so to speak. If I want a platformer, I'll go for Mario or Sonic, like the sado that I am.
Well, now I'm just trying to think about what to say next beyond insulting another cherished game series, because Shantae does have a lot of fans. Like, I'm not gonna, like, say, like, oh, you're wrong for liking this. No, trust me, there are other series you are wrong for liking, and I've mentioned them many times on this channel, but, you know, again, it just doesn't really do a thing for me. Now, if Shantae had a giant robot, which, actually, you know what? I say that. But I do remember one of the first bosses in Pirates Curse, you're fighting some motherfucker called, what's his name? The Ammo Baron.
The Captain Motherfucker.
Yeah, the Ammo Baron, he has like one eye and he has like a battleship. And it looks like a fucking metal slug kind of boss, which admittedly is nice. But, so I'm guessing a giant robot would really not be out of consideration for that series, I'll be honest with you.
Well, we got a chance to get an archer power up here, mate. Will I take it? Watch on and see for yourselves.
And it'd be funny if you just flew, and you just fucking kill him. Come on, man.
Well, I didn't, like, state whether we were going to get it or not, so that's entirely on you.
You need, like, a little, like, in the middle of these parts, like, every so often you bring up one of those questions, you need to pause it, do to be continued for, like, 5 seconds, and then just continue.
This is when Kirby knew he fucked up, wearing a little cowboy hat and everything.
Kirby does fuck up a lot in this stage.
It's all Tom! Alright, moving on. Hopefully the level design's a bit more varied and interesting. I'm seeing wind. Maybe we'll feel the wind as well.
I'm trying to recall, because I'm looking at this little pedestal here, describing the level a little bit more closely. I cannot help but feel that something has also showed up in, like, a Sonic game before. Now, as we know, there has been approximately 5,000 Sonic games, so if I miss one in particular, do not blame me.
Well, you know, you got to send your Sonic Wikipedia on hand here, much like you have the Kirby Wiki open, so go ahead.
You know, now that I think about it, how many Sonic games typically release per year? Because I know, like, franchises like Assassin's Creed, they do at least, like, 1 a year or 2. Did you know those motherfuckers actually wanted you to pre-order tickets to their damn Assassin's Creed movie, actually?
Oh my god. I can't even muster up the anger. It just bores me.
And they actually offered fucking pre-order bonuses. Now, apparently that movie has come out as of this recording, and the reviews are not good. Are you really that surprised,
not particularly,
by the way,
no.
that the Assassin's Creed movie is not the artistic powerhouse that we all thought it was gonna be?
But it had Michael Fassbender in it.
Who the fuck is that?
Magneto?
Who the fuck is... No, I know who Magneto is.
Cerebro. Oh, whip it good.
You know, this mini-boss reminds me a ton of Alolan and Grimer. I hear Alolan and Grimer is okay. I don't plan to catch one. I'm going through Pokemon Sun at the moment because I want a team that I like to look at. I'm sorry.
I'm just mentally preparing for when I record footage for our playthrough of Pokemon Sun arriving on the HellfireComms channel in January of 2017. Look forward to it. I just want to make sure I've got a nice varied team all ready to go.
I mean, that's what I'm kind of doing at the moment myself. Admittedly, I haven't really gotten as much diversity as I would like. I mostly pick Pokemon based on if they look cool or not. I hear Toucannon has some good stuff, although apparently the speed's bad. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a good diverse team together, because I sure as shit ain't gonna be able to do anything competitive, let me tell you.
I will absorb him and take his poison power.
I guess we've already asked this question. Where exactly do they go when they get eaten by Kirby? Is it a legit black hole, or is it like a Pokemon PC, where they kind of just end up in an Elysian land?
Yeah, they go to the Kirby Pelago, and they're just like bopping about, eating like beans and whatnot. Oh, and then they go straight to hell, because, you know, there is digestion and whatnot to worry about.
That would be an interesting alternate reality kind of thing, where like a Kirby enemy gets eaten, and then he finds himself in like this, you know, town, and it's like, welcome, newcomer, to the inside of Kirby Land, or something like that.
Join the army of the damned. You serve the Pink Overlord now.
Now, you're demonstrating a really cool ability with poison that, you know, based on where you blow this poison cloud, you can actually send it traveling in different directions based on the wind, and you can also use it, as we saw back there, to attack bomb block, so you weren't able to normally reach. So I actually, this is the world that made me really kind of confirm Poison as a pretty useful, versatile kind of power.
Poison fucking confirmed, mate.
I hope, like, when Smash 5 comes around, they kind of renovate the moveset. Like, I would love if, you know, Kirby and Smash got some abilities from these 3DS games or something like that. I don't know, like, they seem to change his final Smash with every game. Maybe in Smash 5, he'll get the fucking Robobot armor and he'll just wreck it. That would be awesome, Delta Knight. And then he gets, like, super versions of, like, his normal, you know, Smash abilities. That would be really cool, actually.
Well, to be honest, I think Smash has gone as far as it can go in terms of refinement, so I think shaking it up a little bit would be better. And just to correct you and to be very anal retentive, there's only been like 2 games in which the final Smash has been, you know, prevalent. 3 if you want to count the 3DS version of, you know, Wii U. Originally he had, what was it, Kirby Cook, and then they changed to, I think it was the Giant Sword, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Ultra Sword, one of his super powered-up abilities from Return to Dreamland, but, you know, hey, I mean, we are at a point where they need to give Ganondorf his own fucking moves already. You might as well change everything up.
Oh, look at our little shaman, he's so happy.
You talk about like we're raising the fucking thing. Oh, look at our little boy, he's doing so good. Oh, this is Manga Kirby, he's serious. Oh my god, look how, he looks so dramatic in that. I now kind of want to see, like, a Kirby comic drawn super seriously, but it's about, like, very basic low-level things, like, Kirby's eating my cake, he must be stopped.
Wasn't that Brawl in the Family?
I think it was, you know, at one point at least.
I just made myself sad. I miss Brawl in the Family.
Brawl in the Family was a pretty good comic. You know, it is over now. I'm kind of okay with that at this point. Like, I checked it out every so often, but I think it had a pretty good run, and, you know, it's okay that it ended where it did.
Well, there's, like, I don't want to stereotype here, but there's like, few really high-profile, comfy webcomics based on video games. You know, the rest of it's like, oh, Mario's taking drugs and he is having a seizure.
Oh, is it like those fucking... Oh my god, have you actually read, like, Spike back in the day? You know, when they were making Sprite comics, like, all the time?
Not at the time, but I've seen some after the fact, yes.
One of my first online webcomics I checked out was Bob and George, you know, that Mega Man Sprite comic. That and Sluggy Freelance, which was... I followed that for a while and then I just stopped. I think Sluggy Freelance is over now. Like, I think the guy ended it after, like, what, 12 fucking years, which is okay of a run.
Sorry, I'm not chuckling at your little tidbits of history here. I'm just thinking of, right before we started recording, this is for you all in the listening audience there, How Dragon was like, you hear about them video games, and all I could think of was that one, like, fucking, like, panel of Control-Alt-Delete, where it's like Ethan or whatever the fuck his name is, with his hands up in the air and his eyes closed like he's praising Miyamoto or some shit.
I admittedly have not watched, I'm sorry, not watched. They do have an animated Control-Alt-Delete series, and it's not very fucking good. But I have not done a lot with Control-Alt-Delete in general, because I never really found it that great. And then, you know, of course, the infamous stuff happened, and that's pretty much what the comic is known for.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got to use this double-ended electric pole here to knock down all the batteries, all of them, not 1, not 2, but 3, in order to get the code cube down there.
Yes, you must do it not once, not twice, but thrice.
Never gets old, man. Never gets old.
I thought I told you to cut those fucking sideburns!
I still like him better than DDD. Get over there. We're done with you. How does he fit through those pipes?
He's fucking Kirby. How does he eat, like, giant fucking things of shit? He's Kirby, dude.
Good point, well made. Yeah, I don't want Doctor. I'll stick with Leaf, thank you very much.
Leaf is okay offensively. Like, this Leaf uppercut right here, this is like your quintessential weapon when you're going through the arena and you're just pretty much trying to turtle everybody. You have to be pretty close range, but his other attacks kind of suck, I'll be honest with you, so the Leaf uppercut is probably, like, your best move to use.
Oh, you can't get me in here. Not even chip damage.
That's true, like, he could get hit with fucking fire, and it would do absolutely nothing to the Leaf-based power-up. I don't understand.
Yeah, you could fucking drop a nuclear bomb on him and probably nothing would happen.
I don't know, we've had a guy called The Roach. I guess he would survive the apocalypse if that were to happen.
But Tish. Alright, time to use Spark for great code cube grabbing efficiency.
Now, if I haven't said this before, I will say it again, and I will pretend not to know if you're talking about it in the comments. Spark in this game, and in Triple Deluxe, let's bring that back, it's more of a combination of the usual elect power that you can get with Kirby, and the Plasma ability, where when you shuffle back and forth, you can build up a charge, ultimately leading to giving you the ability to shoot a gigantic burst shot. Now, in this game, actually, you can do the thing that you used to do in Superstar, where you would guard and then go back and forth on the control, pad or whatever to build up charge. In Triple Deluxe, you couldn't really do that reliably, so I'm kind of glad Spark got that much-needed competitive buff. And you know what? That's not a joke, because this game has a mode. No, I'm wrong. The past game had a mode called Kirby Fighters, where you would actually pick up, you would pick a Kirby with a particular power, and you would compete against other, players in Smash Brothers style. And remember, this was before Smash Brothers 3DS had come out, so this was kind of your, I want to play Smash now, but I don't have Smash yet kind of game you wanted to play.
The store obviously leads to a code cube. There's sort of a section where you basically have to defend the battery by breaking all the bomb blocks and whatnot, and making sure that the battery, it reaches its intended destination. Now this is a blink and you'll miss it sort of code cube, so just stand here and wait for the chest to come to you, and then press up, and bada bing. Just going back to the Kirby Fighters thing for a second, there is the mode in Triple Deluxe, I believe. I think there's also a standalone, enhanced or expanded version of Kirby Fighters or whatever, and we saw a sticker based on it earlier in the playthrough, and we was all like, what is that nonsense?
Yeah, you can actually buy Kirby Fighters separately in case you didn't want to buy Triple Deluxe, which you should, because Triple Deluxe is a really good game, just saying.
I'm thinking of picking it up now, honestly. I've got, that, I want to get Mega Man X 2 and 3, I want to get both of the 3DS, Ace Attorneys, because I've not played them yet. Oh, so many games.
I was in the store the other day, and I was buying shit, I presume, in a store.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah, that weird thing you have to do in a store. And I'm seeing ads like, the new 3DS XL was on sale. And I'm like, God, I would buy that if I didn't already have a fucking 3DS. But the really annoying part about that is I know Nintendo has done this before. It has the better frame rate, the better CPU, and so you can play, Smash on that. And I don't know, that still kind of irks me after a while, but it's ultimately not huge enough to justify a lot of my anger to. So I don't know why I told you that story.
Whose bones are those? What other creatures that big live in Popstar, exactly?
I don't know, which dungeon bosses have Link killed lately? Wasn't there one where I think it was in Twilight Princess, you're fighting some, what was it? It was like a big skull motherfucker or something
Star-Lord,
like that? Yeah, that guy. Wasn't he in a desert dungeon or something like that?
Yeah, he was in the Arbiter's grounds, and also he's the final boss of Link's crossbow training.
Wait, Link's crossbow training has a final boss? What?
Yeah, of course it does. What are you, high?
Well, not high enough to play Link's crossbow training, obviously.
Touche.
I remember reading about that game. I like the story for that game where it's Link just wants to improve his ability with a crossbow, an item I've never really seen in Zelda before. Why has he not acquired one up until this point?
Well, joke's on you, because they brought that back and Link uses 2 of them, and she's one of the most fun people, or, characters to use in Hyrule Warriors Legends.
I've heard on and off things about Hyrule Warriors, Legends. I hear, you really need to play it on the 3DS, the new 3DS XL, in order to make it not run like shit. Although, now that I think about it, has anybody played Pokemon Sun on, the new 3DS whatever? Because when I'm playing it, I'll get into situations where I've just encountered 2v2 battles again, and the frame rate will just start to chug, and I'm and then when I'm fighting, the big totem motherfuckers, not the totem Pokemon, the Guardian Pokemon at the end of the trial, the frame rate will just go to shit. I'm did they not optimize this? What's going on here?
I don't know if it's a case of not optimizing it. I think it's just really, really stressing the 3DS. Either that or Game Freak cannot, code, a game to save their lives. I don't know. I'm going to give the ball or the credit to Game Freak in this instance and just say the old 3DS is outdated and busted, and long live the new 3DS Master Race.
Yeah, until, you get to the Switch with all those recent talk about the hardware not being as good as it could be. And I mean, like, you know, I'm not expecting fucking master hardware here, but it needs to do shit to justify the purchase. Just gonna throw that out there, guys.
Well, you know, it all depends on what Nintendo feels justifies the purchase. You know, the gamers don't decide that, and there's a lot of conflicting reports as to what's real and what's not. So let's just wait until that January event when we can all go fucking stupid, because I know I will. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I'm still gonna pine for when they port over Smash Bros. To the Switch, which I think is happening. I really, really still hope, like, we get a few more characters at least, you know? I mean, even if it's not gonna be Simon, let's be honest. Just, you know, just something new and cool, just to kind of make it worth getting into, and it's like, somebody fucking awesome we didn't expect. That would be great.
Well, I'll tell you, I never expected Bayonetta. That was a real, like, left field sort of addition.
That's true. Then again, I still think there were worse choices for the third-party characters, but I will definitely say that Mega Man was one of the best, just kind of all around.
Keep hitting those switches, because if you don't, pow! Right in the door.
Yeah, that's what happens to a plane, right?
See me just, like, searching the environment here, because I'd honestly forgotten where the final code cube was. It's roughly around here somewhere, so let's clear the way, make sure these bloody electro balls don't get in the way, and just pro tip for when the code cube does appear, make sure you have a charge shot ready, because you'll need to fire backwards, and, you know, charge lets you fire backwards. I think this is it right here.
There you go.
Bueno.
Where are you keeping all the missiles in that jet Kirby over there?
You don't want to know, mate. You do not want to know.
Probably the same place where Kirby keeps all the fucking things he eats. Maybe he just ate like an entire battalion, and he's just been using those missiles he's been saving up for this whole time.
Oh, keep sending the munitions up, lads. We're almost done.
Yeah, as you know, a jet needs cake in order to function. Or is that flan? I guess
that's flan. That is definitely flan.
Oh, I totally fucking know, because I've eaten that before, right? Oh, it's this guy again.
Cripes! Oh, gun shit, the second!
It's such a juvenile joke that I like it so much.
Anything more to add to this boss that we didn't in the first iteration?
It may be a bit harder, I don't know. Christ, oh god, shit is actually pretty easy, so I don't really fuss over him too much.
I like the animation on the cannonballs. A very small thing to point out and nitpick, some would say, but I just enjoy little animation quirks like that.
I don't know, the cannonballs have always moved like that in Kirby games for some odd reason. I never really got that. It was more of an early hardware sort of deal.
Oh, you thought you were done, did you? Now it's time for Core Cabula.
I have to admit, I was not expecting to fight Cabula, because, like, the only time I've ever really fought him, if I recall correctly, he's like a boss in Kirby Superstar.
Oh.
But the fact that he just pops out of here, out of nowhere, and he has, like, these huge fucking gun attacks, that's actually really fun. I really enjoy fighting this boss.
So this is a returning Kirby boss?
Yeah, they just gave him some more, you know, stupid anime shit. I'm gonna say top 10 anime battles. Here you go. Okay, well, the game is Japanese.
I hope you realise I'm going to take that and put it on Twitter after the fact and claim it as my own joke.
Well, you better fucking not. You better say, you know, like, with help from THD, you know, put like a little credit in there somehow.
You know what boss from another Nintendo franchise this actually reminds me of?
What?
I want you to try and guess first and foremost.
Some motherfucker that runs around, spinning in the air, shooting spiky balls at you, dying. Star Fox?
No, actually, Tatanga from Mario Land.
Oh yeah, Tatanga. I barely recall that guy.
Alright, coming in for a safe landing here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, that's that done.
Do you think he can copy, like, some landing gears, you know, eat wheel at the same time?
Oh, Jesus, there's no landing gear in this mode. Hello, Leaf. Goodbye,
it's just
Leaf.
like, I'm gonna stop Kirby. No, you ain't.
Nope. Dumb motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Here comes number 2. Yay.
Number 2, it's for you. The place you deserve to be, number 2.
I don't think I'm ever gonna see the number 1 clan ever again.
It feels like what happens when you get gold rank in Overwatch. Your ass ain't never getting a platinum without a team. Or diamond, I think that's the next one.
Some of these are just like renders, let's be honest.
Look at all these great Kirby games you could be playing right now.
Oh, but you're already playing a great Kirby game. Man, I love this franchise.
That's true.
Alright guys, one more base level in the Gigabyte grounds to go, and then we can go to the EX level for some EX shenanigans.
I need permission to go to the next level. Sorry, I had to clear it all first.
Permission granted. Here we go. Okay, we're going to finish off the Gigabyte grounds with a factory level of sorts, and Archer's going to play pretty heavily into getting through this place in one piece, at least for like the first third or so.
I do love me some Archer, man. As I've said before, I'm a big fan of those defensive type of abilities, and I just kind of fell in love with the ability after using it so much in Triple Deluxe.
Oh, it's that dude who I said Archer is like completely solid counter for. Just watch this shit.
Yeah, thanks Hanzo. You know, just keep spamming that. I'm sure you'll hit fucking somebody someday.
Memes.
Picking Hanzo in attack, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Ain't nothing but a fang.
Now, you know back there, you destroyed that one, bomb, you know, block in order to bring in that platform. There have been bosses in the past, and I believe also in Triple Deluxe, where you do that, and the boss will just warp and fall instantly to their deaths, but you can't get their ability that way, so you do have to watch out.
Yeah. Oh, I love this dramatic music here.
Another one of these little escort missions, not too bad. I always feared, when first doing these, that it would be one of those situations where the robot would just be like super easily destructible, but it's not. You know, I expected them to actually do that, but I guess they kind of wanted to back it off from the easier game series. This part's a little bit tricky right here, though, because you definitely have to watch out for the hammer and those spikes to make sure they don't hit you off into the foreground.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, though. It's pretty funny.
Always those fucking screen KOs always get to me whenever I'm playing as Kirby. Now, you gotta be, like, fucking on point to get that done in time. You know, because I have messed that up before, and I've had to restart the room several times, actually.
Yep, same. Retake after retake. Oh, like dust in the rain, or however the quote goes.
I mean, that's how life goes, basically. Eat, die, pay taxes, and do retakes on video games.
Right, we've got a series of, like, bomb puzzles here. A relative smorgasbord of bomb switch puzzles, and when we do them all, we'll get the first code cube of the level.
You were just looking for an excuse to say smorgasbord and get away with it, weren't you?
Pretty much, it's a fun word.
Oh, it's a smorgasbord of gameplay. Look at this smorgasbord of doors closing and opening.
I fucking hate you. I despise you and your fucking grammar racism.
Well, I think you're accurate in hating me for using a smorgasbord of different grammatical rules in order to make fun of you.
Okay. Right, we're gonna need cutter to get through this bit. Bomb's a bit old hat, you see.
I'm pretty sure you could have used bomb to destroy... Okay, it doesn't work in the game, but you would think if you hit a chain with enough of an explosive force, especially from bomb chews, you'd be able to destroy it anyway. But what do I know? I'm not a guy who makes giant robot power-ups.
Make sure you move that weight into the background before you cut the chain, by the way, because you need it to destroy these golden blocks down here.
Yeah, golden blocks cannot be destroyed normally. You need to do bullshit in order to activate them.
This is a pretty fun little... I don't know if you could classify it as a mini-game. It reminds me of a Smash Bros. Mini-game, if anything.
Yeah, I got a really huge kind of break the targets vibe with this. I don't think you can fuck this up. Like, I seem to recall I messed it up, like, once, and then the spiky ball came back anyway. Like, if you go back, you can do it again. I seem to recall. I guess it's just an excuse to throw spikes at stuff, which is always pretty nice.
Indeed. Don't forget you can destroy the hammers with the Robobot suit, but if they hit you, like, dead on, you will take damage, so be careful. Basically, the life lesson here is don't get hit by hammers, a lesson I think we should all strive to live our lives by.
This is a very terrible factory in which constant hammers from Amy Rose try to kill you, and that's just a bad thing in general.
Oh, well, at least she went somewhere after the Sonic games ended, you know?
Well, are we in like a weird future where they finally stop making Sonic games?
Oh, thank God. Good future indeed.
What do you think will be, if they ever do stop making Sonic games, what do you think will the last one be? Like, what would entail from it?
Sonic and the Saddest Day.
Oh man, I just kind of feel bad now, dude. I was just having a fun little joke, but no, now you gotta make me depressed.
Well, I was originally going to say Sonic and the Loaded Clock, but I thought that was a bit much.
Sonic in the last game, there you go. It's part of the storybook series.
There you go, there you go. Right, that's all the code cubes for Gigabyte Grounds in terms of base levels, but I think I couldn't have failed harder if I tried there.
Why does he moonwalk knowing that he has failed? I don't get that.
Yeah, well, the realization of how much he has failed sets in near the end.
You know, I'm not really sure I'm in a situation where I ever want to put a fat, ugly mouse on the side of my robot, but just saying, it's an option in case you like that.
I don't think I used the sticker system at all. I was just fine with the base robot design.
They never really explain it to you, actually. Like, I believe I was stumbling through the menus, and then I just found the option that, oh, by the way, you can put stickers on your robot. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know. I just put on Gurren Lagann kanji, and I just pretty much called it a day with my robot. I'm just saying, can I say my robot, even though it's barely customizable?
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Alright, let's get our EX on, guys.
Oh, that reminds me, actually, I'm going to look this up. I want to see, they probably have done this, but I want to see if they actually have a Kirby, Robobot amiibo. Like, that would be kind of neat.
I think there is one, but don't quote me on that. I seem to recall, at least in like part 1 or so, I listed off like the Kirby robot amiibos, and I'm not sure if the suit was one of them. Well, I want a figure of the robot suit, that's what I want, not some fucking like little plastic statue thing.
Waddle Dee, King Dedede, Meta Knight, Kirby on a star. There doesn't seem to be one on a robot, so that is all the research I am going to do.
Okay.
Although, the other day, I was actually kind of messing around with, like, a whole bunch of Disney Infinity figures that had come in. I'm like, I really like these, actually. I like the art style, things like that, so I may, if I find them cheap, I might pick some up, down the line. I guess the same thing with Amiibo. If I find a cheap Mega Man one, I'll get it, but it's not as huge of a priority to me as it was back then.
Well, you don't exactly need to rush to get Disney Infinity figures anymore, mostly because the series is, finished. Finito, kaput.
Well, you would think that. But now that the series is over, and the Disney Infinity series did create figurines of very popular characters, like especially the ones from Frozen, I would not be surprised if some of them have jacked up in price as a result. Although, it always does come down to availability and supply and demand. And let's be honest, they made way more Disney Infinity figures than they've made Amiibo, just saying.
Nintendo's a toy company as well, so you can't really say, oh, they didn't know they'd run out of stuff. They started life by making Hanafuda cards, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they know. They just keep the demand frustratingly low for some reason. Like, why would you not want people to buy your shit? I don't get that.
It just artificially increases the want factor,
Well, I mean, but if they do that, what will happen is that people who have the product will sell it on third-party methods, and none of that money will go to Nintendo, so I don't really get the point.
Oh, well, I guess it's a trade-off between, like, scalpers and the money they do actually get.
They have some funny-ass amiibo scalpers out there, and I think we've all seen a few.
Well, do you want to give me some examples? 'Cause I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't talk about it. It's people we have encountered on Twitter.
Ah, fair enough. Don't want to incriminate our peeps and whatnot. Come here, Knuckle Joe. Goodbye. Ninja beats Boxer.
Well, eventually, like, you had to throw, like, 500 kunai for him to actually die.
Well, have you seen that? Was it Hajime no Ippo? That's a boxing anime, isn't it? I know anime.
Yeah, that's a boxing anime. What about it?
Boxing is powerful when used correctly. It takes a while for boxers to die, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, they don't exactly give boxers knives in the fucking arena, and this isn't like fucking... What was his name? You know that motherfucker in Punch-Out who had, like, he took like a boxing glove and he put like bricks in it, and then he tied a rope on the end and he swung it around, and they let him get away with that. What the fuck, guys?
We're talking about the Irish boxer.
Yeah, that Irish guy. You know what? I'm gonna look up his stupid name. What is that guy? Let's go to the Punch-Out wiki. Let's bring up every single wiki. I'll bring back the Dora wiki if I have to. Make no mistake.
Oh, we're rolling deep with the cross references here.
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of lore going back and forth between our various playthroughs, you know. We need a wiki to kind of sort all that out now that I think about it.
No, we're not two best friends and we never will be, sadly.
Maybe it'll be for the best.
Well, you know, Matt's currently on vacation. Why don't you take a fucking hint and do one?
Let's see. What is that guy's name? Aaron Ryan. Okay.
Dangerously close to Aryan Ryan. I'm a little bit afraid.
You should be, man.
Oh, the spin attack of sword. It's delish.
I'm just gonna, you know, go on through, kill everything in my way. Oh, yeah, you really want to be on point here because the wind will blow you fast enough that if you miss, like, all the particular drop-offs, you will miss out on a code cube, so you want to watch out for that.
Come to a stop here? Yeah, you don't need to rush through life. Just hold on to chain link fences every once in a while.
I do like how the flamethrowers in the background are basically like those, you know, those chicken things you can get that will like go forth and sample water. I think that's a pretty clever thing.
What a kooky bit of music for this minigame area.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting the other stuff, and I don't know.
Yes, roll upwards. That's how physics works.
Well, I mean, this is Kirby after all. We kind of have to just turn off our brains for this one and accept what exactly is going on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a subversion of the turn your brain off trope, though, because it's like, it's pleasing to all of your senses. Sight, Kirby looks cute. Sound, the music is great. Touch, gameplay is solid. Give me another one.
Kirby tastes nice.
Kirby tastes good. He a marshmallow. I want to roast him.
Whoa, Mario, what are you doing in our playthrough, man?
Oh, jeez. Right, just keep going up. Keep going up. Don't stop. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I'm driving a robot while being blown around by wind. That shouldn't be possible, but here we are.
This shouldn't take long.
Yeah, I mean, you got your robot in here killing shit. You definitely want to watch out for the poison clouds. But as we're seeing here, Tom really does not give a fuck about that.
Not really, no. How are you rolling along the ceiling if there is no ceiling? Is it just out of view?
How was that big cylinder thing back there rolling uphill?
Touche. Point well made, mate. Point well made. You usually get like a code cube for free at the end of these EX levels. You just gotta hit the switch and it basically falls into your lap.
Yeah, I guess pretty much the reward is just as a result for completing the whole level, which is supposed to be the harder version, guys. Alright, everybody place your bets. Which cloud is he getting? And let me tell you, some bets are worth more than others.
Third place. That's basically a metaphor for my life, the bronze.
I wonder how many times you have actually hit the number 1 cloud. I think it was exactly once, and so far after that you have not achieved that goal again.
It was actually twice, I believe.
Oh, okay, you're just inflating the numbers artificially now. You too have played golf, I see. Man, you should have seen me play golf as a kid up at the fucking, like, mini golf. It was me and my sister, and I was just missing every shot. I finally pick it up, put it in the hole, and I just look at her. I said, it's 12. Come on.
Okay. Boss time, y'all. Let's do this.
Let us kill a boss in the face just because he exists. You know, that's always a good reason to fight a boss, I think.
Yeah, racial cleansing in the Kirby universe. It's all good.
I don't need your fucking medicine. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, jeez.
I got sword, I'm okay.
It's appropriate for this boss fight, that's all I'll say.
Welcome to Haltman Works Company.
If it's in red, say it, or you're dead. Oh, I love this bit. Here is the wonderful, the beautiful Susie, singing the Haltman prayer thingamabob.
Yeah, the company itself has its own theme song, so I'm trying to imagine what the Microsoft one sounds like.
Open Windows, go to the start program, and so on.
The lyrics aren't exactly memorable, but then again, I have watched stuff on Vivo before. Oh, excuse me, I always sing alone in a really creepy way.
You'll notice that the noble Haltman is actually You can hear little bits of it in the boss theme of Kirby Planet Robobot. And I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always nice to have those little Easter eggs, scattered throughout.
Well, it's not an Easter egg. I believe it's a leitmotif, is the correct terminology.
Oh, we're throwing out the big words now. If I have to look that up, you're gonna be in serious trouble, Buster.
I ain't talking about no aperitif. That's some kind of food shit.
Here's a story. I'm gonna bore you now.
This isn't a boring story. It's actually kind of engaging. What little plot there is in Kirby Planet Robobot is actually fairly interesting.
Yeah, but you'll have to get a fair amount of that when you do the arena and True Arena, though.
Oh, that's surprisingly menacing.
Well, this is the evil company that's reworking the entire planet. I'm not really surprised.
Gee, I wonder who this is.
Why does he have jet turbines on his shoulder? Okay, well, there's always a good reason to put jet turbines on shoulders. I'm sorry.
To go fast. That's all you need.
Why not give him speed holes to make him go faster?
Alright, it's time to take on Mecha Knight, and he kicked my ass, so get ready for a crossfade.
Oh, it's the new Killer Instinct character. There you go.
Let's fucking do this. How did you fare against Mecha Knight, mate?
Mecha Knight isn't too bad. You can expect a lot of similar attacks, from past Meta Knight fights. This one in particular is a big callback to a Galactica Knight, I believe. No, I'm wrong. The Dark Meta Knight you can actually fight in Triple Deluxe. So coming off of that game, if you remember how that fight goes, you can expect most of the same stuff, but he'll bust out a few moves every now and then that'll throw you off, so you gotta watch out for that. Someone
on Twitter recommended Archer for this fight, I believe, and yeah, it's a very useful kind of power-up. You can pepper people at long range. But me, personally, I usually would, reset and do it again if I took too much damage, but just wailing on him with sword, which is traditional for Meta Knight fights, or so I'm told, just felt like the best course of action here.
I think I also fought him with Archer or similar range ability. I can't quite remember, of course.
Are you okay? Ugh, I'll get you next time. And the time after that, my power is maximum. Oh, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Bye-bye.
Just wait until Blizzard buffs me, then you're fucked.
Well, my eternal rival is dead. Time to dance.
I'm gonna dance on his corpse, dance in his room, then I'm gonna eat his food and I will never leave. Yeah!
Yeah! A little bit of a flourish at the end there. Ach, no, me big toenail.
Ah, that was my best toe, too. Now we gotta rely on old Pinky over here.
I like Rhythm Root a lot, actually, so I'm looking forward to the next Battle Dragon.
Yeah, same here. I actually really like this world, too.
Alright, it's time to get jazzy, and then immediately take a break, because too much jazz is bad for the soul. Do it in small quantities. We'll see you next time for another installment of the Kirby Planet Robobot playthrough. So until then, bye-bye.